All right. Welcome, everybody, to the final matches of the Serena Williams group. Yes, I got it right. Serena group. And we've got a bit of a change-up. Keys withdrew, and Alexandrova has come in, who was second alternate behind Andreeva. I'm guessing Andreeva... Well, apparently Andreeva withdrew as well, so they must have asked her because she was the first alternate. Unfortunately, I mean, it's strange because Andreeva can't win the doubles. She's already 0-2 over there, so there must have been something wrong that she couldn't play because she would have got asked first, but that's why they got two alternates, just in case they need to bring the other one in, and Alexandrova gets a chance to take on Rybakina, who she's actually got a pretty good record against, or she had a good record against until recently. They played in the final in Ningbo, which was obviously a huge match for Rybakina. She had to win it to get to here. So this is a good test for Rybakina. I tell you, if Alexandrova had been in from the start, this group would have been so scary for everybody. But Rybakina, who probably thought she was going to get a nicer match, this is a terrible matchup. But luckily, she doesn't have to win. She is already qualified into the semis. She's top of the group. All of that is fine. This is a dead match for her. If she loses, doesn't matter. If she wins, doesn't matter. Obviously, she'll want to win, though. But yeah, very interesting. Alexandrova can't qualify for the next round. She is already out because she can't win enough matches. But yeah, that's where we are. But how are we doing? What's going on, chat? By the way, chat, there is something new on the stream that I hope works. We're going to test it out. Let me have a try. Let me test this out for a second. Did it work? It worked! So when you show your membership, so if you're been a member for like 1 month or for 60 months, it'll show up. So when like with your member card. So if anybody wants to try it out with their member thing, then it should work. I can't believe it worked. It's great. I'm so happy. I'm glad it worked. Sometimes these things don't work. But it worked. So yeah, if somebody wants to test it out, I know a lot of people did that before. By the way, if you are a member, every month you can like put your member thing in and it should work. Hey, JV, thank you for the 35 months as a tier 1 member supporter. And thank you, Casper, for the 12 months. Yay, it works. That's so good. I'm so glad that works. It's all like a work in progress. We're still going to fix it, make it better, but that's so good that it works for at least for initially it works. For the rest of the year, we can keep it like that. All right. So we got Rybakina, Alexandrova, and then we've got Swiatek and Nisimova, which is the most important match because the two players. Thank you, Mike, for the 2 months. Because the two players that are the winner of that match is going to the semis. Loser is out. Thank you, Ming, for the 3 months. Appreciate that. Oh, yeah, we got the ace count as well. There we go. So she's got to hit 20 aces to be the second player in the history of the WTA to get to a 500 aces. That is off. Anyone else annoyed by that? It was just slightly off in the background. I could just tell. Yeah, so we got 480 aces. We'll make sure we count that. I'll tell you, I mean, even though against Keys it would have been probably better to serve against her, and she might have got more aces there, but she can probably still get a lot of aces against Alexandrova. Last time they played, the Ningbo final, Rybakina hit 11 aces. So she does hit a lot of aces against Alexandrova. In fact, she's hit almost like 10 aces the last couple of matches they played. Is that a Rybakina? Is that a Alcaraz shirt? Yeah, these are all Alcaraz Grand Slam winning shirts. I was going to do something. I totally forgot what I was going to do. Oh, yeah. So Alexandrova makes more money with the win. So there is an incentive to try. Yeah, but she gets 200 points, ranking points, which is a huge boost to the ranking as well. So 200 ranking points, that's basically making the final of a big tournament. 200 points is huge as well. So it's not just prize money. All right. Cool. All right. And then tomorrow we have Pegula versus Pellini, and then Gauff Sabalenka. I'm not even going to go through the scenarios for tomorrow because it is so up in the air and random. I'm not even going to attempt to make sense of it yet. But we'll talk about that tomorrow because tomorrow we'll do that tomorrow. That's tomorrow's problem. So Keys was sick. If you noticed the other day, she didn't shake hands with Nisimova and the umpire because she was saying that I'm sick. So yeah, so she's not going to not play. But she also had the shoulder issue. I mean, it's probably a bit of both, right? You know, she wasn't playing her best. She also wasn't feeling her best, so probably not worth. You know, she gave it a good try. You know, a couple of matches, but yeah, I think it was probably a combination. Mostly the illness, but also the fact that this is not worth anything, right? If she plays and loses, then there's no point, right? Even if she wins, it makes no sense. Love the new ATP logo. Yeah, the new ATP logo is really good. I like it too. What a pity so many sick. Yeah, Pellini's sick as well, which is a shame. Just must have been something going around. Oh, pardon me. Annoying for Rybakina, a tougher match. Oh yeah, this is a way harder match than it would have been. It's a very hard match. I mean, and a player that she's struggled with in the past, you know? All right. What's in it for Alexandrova? So Alexandrova will get... do you get paid for playing or as well as being an alternate? Let me check. So she will get 200 ranking points if she wins. So obviously that's an incentive. She'll get 200 bonus ranking points, which is obviously a helpful, right? And I think she gets paid. I don't know. It doesn't say how much. Doesn't show how much the prize money is for this tournament. But if we go off last year, which I think is pretty similar prize money wise, for playing a round robin, just one round robin match doesn't. If you win it, you get $350,000. If you lose, you get nothing. I don't know if she gets a participation fee on top of... I doubt she would. She already got $250,000 just for being here without playing a match. So she didn't have to play any matches. And she already got $250,000. I don't think she would get the participation fee as well. Because then if she wins this match, she's making nearly $1 million. And that'd be insane. But she will get $350,000 if she wins this match. And 200 ranking points as well. So it's a pretty big payday. Just to put that into a little bit of context. So when these two played in Ningbo, in the final of Ningbo, it was worth 500 points. The runner-up got 325 points. So, you know, not too far off by being the runner-up. And how much was the prize money then? Can I check that out? Can I see that anywhere? I can't see that anywhere. Why can't I see that anywhere? I guess Wuhan's probably a better comparison. Prize money. Here we go. So yeah, it's basically the equivalent of making the final of Wuhan. So prize money wise, the finalists of Pegula making the final of Wuhan, $350,000 or $351. So by winning this one match, also Rybakina's got shoulder strapping. That's not good. She will make 200 ranking points and win as much as a 1,000 final. This is insane. That's insane. But that's also a 1 week 1,000. Remember, they're a little bit different. But then, I mean, it's funny because, by the way, chat, nobody mentioned this, but I guess because it's Beijing's only 500 points for the men, but the ladies made more money than the men in Beijing. Fun fact. Also, it goes for a little bit longer. I'm just trying to see, is there any... Where's all the prize money for these 500 events? Why can't I see that? So, yeah. So, just to put it in context, it's like making the final of Wuhan based on one match. Plus, you get 200 ranking points as well. So there's a lot. Like, she won't make $500,000 for playing one match. I mean, that's crazy for Alexandrova, who has had a great season, right? She's number 10 in the world, top 10 player for the first time this year. She ends the year at top 10. And then to win $500,000 because you play one match, that's a pretty good way to end the year for her. You know, that's like, what a great season what a great end of the season for Alexandrova. What a great finish, you know? Yeah. When she probably thought, oh, well, I'm not going to play because even if somebody pulls out, Andreeva's going to take my spot, take the spot. And then the likelihood of the number 10 playing is very unlikely unless two people pull out. Andreeva couldn't play. She had to withdraw from the singles too. I don't know why, but she couldn't play. And then Alexandrova got the call. So she needed two players to pull out and they both did. So she was lucky to say the least. So that's pretty awesome for her. Mirra's sick as well. There you go. Who's making the semis? Well, we'll find that out in the next match. We already know Rybakina's there. We'll find out in the next one. Not a bad for a few hours work. Yeah, imagine if she only did, she wins this in an hour. That'd be insane. That would be ridiculous. If Alexandrova wins this in an hour and a half, that would be insane. Andreeva just played doubles yesterday. Yeah. So yeah, by the way, chat, again, like I said, if you are a member of the channel and you want to put your member milestone in, it'll come up on the screen. I've created that to happen. So if you want to do that, as you can see here, it's not going to work. There you go. It'll show up on the screen. I heard the next alternate would have been Ons since she's there anyway. Really? She's like 80 in the world. How does that work? There's not. How could it be Ons? I know she's there, but how could it be Ons? That's crazy. Hey, thank you, Psych, for the 15 months. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's not even true. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you might have heard from somebody. You were joking. Oh, what the? Come on. If you're joking, you got to make it so obvious in your text. Why is Rybakina for sure the semis and Sabalenka's not? Because there's a potential that Sabalenka could tie with Gauff and Pegula. Whereas there's no chance that two players in this group can win two matches. So that's why Rybakina is through. Because remember last year, Swiatek won two matches, but because she was tied with two other players, she didn't qualify because she didn't win as many sets. So that's why Rybakina is through, because Anisimova or Swiatek will win two matches and the other one will lose 2 matches. You know what I mean? So, does that make sense? So Sabalenka's won 2 matches, but Gauff and Pegula have won 1 match, and both could win 2 matches, which means it would go on a count back on sets. So that is why. But I think if Sabalenka wins 1 set tomorrow, she qualifies. I think she only has to win 1 set. Andreeva is sick, so she couldn't play. All right, here we go. Tough match. And Alexandrova is coming out here super fresh. She's played no matches. So this is going to be rough for Rybakina. But the good thing is Rybakina doesn't have to win this match. So I did say Rybakina against Keys, but I think Alexandrova is going to win this match. I think, especially if Rybakina's got a shoulder problem, I don't think she's going to push herself. And she doesn't need to because she's already through. So I reckon Alexandrova's going to win this as with a 4-1 cross-court winner. 15 love. I don't think... I would not be very surprised if Rybakina lost this because she doesn't need to win this. And there's a lot of play. I mean, Gauff last year, she won the first 2 matches, lost the final match, and still won the tournament. Didn't matter. Did not matter. All right. 15 love. And with the strapping on her shoulder, Rybakina, that makes me think even less that she will be bothered by this matchup. Like, bothered by winning or losing. 30 love. And again, Alexandrova is out here like this is her first and only chance to play the WTA Finals. She might never get this chance again. This is a huge opportunity to compete at this tournament. So again, I'm going to go Alexandrova in 3. Elena played so much the last few weeks. Yeah, she has. She has played a lot. And this is one match that she can afford to lose. So and that's rare because no one else in the tournament can afford to lose a match. She's the only one who's in that position, except for maybe someone who hasn't won a match. Already out. Ace out wide, 40 love. As Alexandrova serves again. Rybakina return goes in, and Alexandrova puts it away. 1 love to Alexandrova. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be fire. There's so many scenarios tomorrow that are just, it's too hard to even begin to explain what could or what can happen tomorrow. It's just too much. There's just too much to, there's just too many different situations tomorrow. Not even going to try and explain it until tomorrow. All right. We're back into serve. As with a backhand rally. Alexandrova into the forehand. Rybakina in the net. Love 15. Love 15. All right, as Alexandrova hits another winner. Love 30. Love 30. As we to serve again. Down the tee for Alexandrova. In comes Rybakina, puts it away. 15-30. Why is Rybakina playing this if she is through? If Rybakina withdrew from this match, she would effectively withdraw from the tournament. You have to play the matches. You can't come in and play the first match and then not play the second and then play the third. As soon as you withdraw, you're out. So she can't even, I don't even think she's allowed to retire this match. Like halfway through, I don't even think she's allowed to call it quits and say, I'm going to come back in the semis. No. You got to play all the way through. If you withdraw, you're out. Even if you're in the semis. So she has to play. 15-30. As with a slice from Alexandrova goes long. It's 30-all. All right, 30-all. And Rybakina serves again. And the return goes in the forehand of Rybakina. Forehand from Alexandrova. In the forehand of Rybakina is Alexandrova to the backhand of Rybakina. Rybakina in the net. 30-40. 30-40. Mirra's sick. By the way, chat, if somebody does withdraw tomorrow, so let's say like Paolini, for example, withdraws tomorrow, my guess would be, having a look at the doubles players, Ostapenko might get the call. I think Penko might get the call up. I know she's not technically the third alternate, but her or Schneider being put in as wouldn't be out of place. You know what I mean? Deuce. Siniakova Townsend also could get a call, you know. But I think, or Kudermetova, Mertens, right? I mean, there's a lot of singles players, to be honest. There's a lot of singles players that could get calls. But I feel like it would be Penko. Because I think, isn't Penko the highest of... Oh, maybe not. It could be at Mertens. I mean, Mertens is number 20 in the world. So maybe if somebody did pull out tomorrow and they need another player, Mertens might be the one. Penko's 23, Schneider's 21, Kudermetova's 30. So I mean they've got options. Bencic, Townsend, Noskova, they're not here, so they would probably go for somebody who's in the vicinity. All right, 400-4 rally as Alexandrova hits a wide. It's 1-1. Yeah, they probably go for somebody who's there. They wouldn't probably not pick somebody who's not around, because then what? Bencic has got to come from wherever the hell she is holidaying all the way to play one match. I mean, probably not worth her time unless she's in the area. And the only person that would pull out tomorrow would probably be Paolini, because she's already out of the tournament, but she's also sick. So if that was to happen, then maybe Schneider or Mertens gets a call. They can easily replace. Whereas on the men's side, it's not as easy. On the men's side, if we go to a third alternate, there's not really many options. All right. 15 love. Sort of fault second serve. Yeah, Mertens, Schneider, Ostapenko in that order. Yeah, well, yeah. And any of those could, I mean, they don't look out of place. Like any of those players playing in this tournament would not feel out of place. All right, 30 love. We had a fault second serve. Who you got in this one? I'm going Alexandrova. I feel there's more at stake for her. Like there's more. It's better for her. Like her winning is more important than Rybakina winning. Like the stakes are higher. It's more important. All right. Rybakina hits a winner, 30-15. Hey, Abby, thank you for the 16 months. Appreciate that. Thank you. All right. 30-15 has been a 4-hand winner by Alexandrova, 40-15. $40.15. By the way, check out my shirt. Not a sponsor. Just cool. All right. 40-15. All right, that goes out by Alexandrova, 40-30. And then an ace. All right. Alexandrova, one of the biggest servers on the tour as well. She's up there in the ace count. I think she might be second most aces this year, which behind Rybakina, I think. If not, definitely top 5. Yeah, number 4. 33 aces this year. There's Alexandrova. She's just behind Towson and Noskova as well. All right. If Alexandrova wins, Swiatek might be able to top the group. No. We went through this the other day. Because Rybakina beat Swiatek, then Swiatek can't be number 1 in the group. And same with Anisimova. Because it's based off, if 2 players are tied on 2 wins, 1 loss, it goes off who won against who in the group. It doesn't go off sets, games. That's only when there's 3 players are tied. So that is why Swiatek can only be second in the group behind. No, that's why we're back in it. Basically, this is a nothing match because win or lose, straight sets or 3 sets, whatever, same thing happens. She's going to be top of the group. She's going to be in the semis and everything's the same. All right. 2-1. And Rybakina, a beautiful winner, 15 love. I'm going to fault second serve. There's a bit of 4-4 rally. That goes in the net. From Alexandrova, 30 love. All right, 30 love. Oh, is Angie Kerber there today? Is she the special guest? Is she the special guest? That's cool. I love that they're doing that. That's such a great initiative. 40 love. Like bringing in former top 10 players has been great. They had Once, they had Halep, they had Garcia, and now they got Kerber. Former WTA finalists too, right? I mean, all of them have played the WTA finals. I love that. Such a great way to like keep, it's kind of like the Labour Cup, how they bring in the old players to be the captains. It's kind of like that, like a way to honor the former, former players. All right, 2-2. I wish the ATP did that. That'd be cool. Bringing back some of the legends of old. They don't have to be the top, Grand Slam champions or anything. You can bring back like Songo or Burdick or Ferrer or, bring back guys from like the 2000s. All right. As Alexandrova serves an ace, 15 love. Rybakina can get 200 points plus prize money for round robin win. Yes, that is true. As the return goes into the form of Alexandrova, she hits a winner, 30 love. Is that a spooky Christmas tree? Yes. It is a Halloween tree. All right, 30 love. Andreeva serves a fault, second serve. Good return by Rybakina, 30-15. $30-15. And a great serve again from Alexandrova. She is serving so many aces, 40-15. She is on fire. By the way, chat, we got to 273. We got there. I don't think we'll get to 275. That would be crazy. But thank you, everybody, for joining. I have a good feeling about next year, chat. 2026. If you're just joining for the first time, it's good time to join the channel. We're just getting started. Things next year, I think next year is going to be pretty exciting. All right, 40-30. And Alexandrova serves another ace. All right. She keeps the lead, 3-2. 3-2. Alexandrova just standing on a racket as well. What would you do when you hit 1 million subs? I don't know. That's a long way away. I think 2026 will be an even more exciting year for the WTA. Yeah. And I think on the ATP too. I think next year we're probably going to start seeing players rise. We saw a little bit this year at the start of the year. Like, it felt like the start of this year, sort of February, March, April, May, even like between like the Australian Open, French Open, it did feel like, and maybe because Sinner wasn't there, but it did feel like other players were not just Alcaraz, were doing well. So, we saw Draper obviously rise up in that time. Lehechka got a win over Alcaraz. I think, he is in that mix. Obviously, Fonseca all season has been, doing things on the lower level. Even at the Grand Slams, he's been doing things. But, it feels like we next year, I think we're gonna start seeing, obviously Menchik doing well too. But like, I think next year, all those guys that we sort of saw doing things once a week, like, this guy did this thing, and then over here they did this, and it was like, spurts. I think next year we're going to see a lot more, especially if they're all healthy, right? I mean, Menchik was injured, Draper's been injured, Feast has been injured, Musetti, he obviously was pretty good during that time too, but he's been a bit injured over here and there too. If those guys can figure it out physically, the next year is going to be very interesting. I know I've said, like, it's a Sinkeraz tour, but I think next year, and I'm not just saying like, next year, I hope everyone rises. I think that they will. All the guys that we've seen trouble Sinner and Alcaraz at one point or another this year, or all the guys that we've seen, be a problem for not even just those guys, just like in a problem in general. I mean, Fonseca's been a problem for top 10 guys, also Menchik, right? I feel like another year under their belt, and that's going to be very interesting. I mean, Kaboli is another one that nobody really talks about. He looked very good at times this year. Mickelson, another year under his belt. It will be very fun to watch. Obviously, Tien as well. Feast. Who else is the young guys? Who's like the under 23? Who is the Alcaraz Sinner generation? I mean, Runa won't be around, unfortunately. Yeah, so the guys that are in like Runa and Alcaraz's, sort of generation. I mean, Shelton, he just turned 23. Put him, give him another year. I mean, this year he had injuries at the end as we hit the US Open, but up till then he was playing amazing. Like I said, Lehechka, it'd be great to see Feast back because he seemed to be like at least a problem for Alcaraz on clay, which not many could be, So I think next year it's going to be it should be a very interesting year. I think we're going to start seeing, I hope next year we just get more consistency from the guys outside of the top two as Alexandrova hits a return winner, 30-40. Injury-free, but also consistently, consistency from those guys, between like 18 and 23. All right. Break point to get the break here, Alexandrova. As Rybakina serves a fault, second serve. Alexandrova's playing because Keys withdrew sick. As it'll find out from Rybakina to the forehand of Alexandrova. Rybakina backhand. Alexandrova can't get that one. And we get the deuce. So yeah, I think next year on the ATP, at least I'm hopeful that not so much we're going to get maybe I'm not going to go as far to say we're going to get a new Grand Slam champion or we're going to see somebody challenge Alcaraz and Sinner consistently. But I think there'll be a group of guys that will, rather than just being like one guy, be the number 3 of the big 3 or whatever you want to call it, as Alexandrova gets another break point. I think next year we're going to get maybe 5 or 6 guys coming through that are going to be a challenge, that are going to be a problem, Hopefully we do get a Menchik Sinner match, or we get a, Feast versus Alcaraz again, or obviously Fonseca taking on those guys, right? It might not just be one of those guys consistently going against them, but I hope we get 5 to 10 guys that could be an issue, could be a problem. Lehechka's been a problem for Alcaraz a little bit as well at times this year, Backhand to backhand rally. Alexandrova slice into the forehand of Rybakina. Alexandrova backhand pass goes in the net. Deuce. Feast Alcaraz at Monte Carlo was a great match. Oh, yeah. For sure. Do you think Medvedev, Tsitsipas, and Rublev are completely done, or do you think they can come back in the future of the top 10 players? I think they can get back in the top 10. I think they're completely done. Look at someone like a Dimitrov, right? Dimmy in 2021, 2022, he was sort of floating around 30 in the world for a while. And then last couple of years, pushed back in the top, I think last year, right? He broke back into the top 10, right? And at 32, 33. So I don't think those guys are done. There will be spots still up for grabs for that generation to get back in the top 10 and do things, but will they win slams? I don't think so. Not with the younger guys coming through it, as Rybakina holds. It's 3-0. So I don't think they're completely gone. And plus, Medi's almost in the top 10 again, isn't he? He's not that far out. It'd just be really hard for them to win slams, but I don't think they're completely gone. In fact, it kind of would be fun if they got back into some form, because if they are ranked where they are, right? So if Rublev, who's currently ranked number 16, and Medvedev at number 13, and Tsitsipas at number 33, those guys, Tsitsipas at this stage is not going to be at the Australian Open seeded. He's going to be a first-round match for a top 30 seed, possibly. Can you imagine Tsitsipas taking on Zverev in the first round of the Australian Open? That could happen, right? They're becoming very dangerous early matches. You don't want to play Rublev. You don't want to play Rublev, in the third round of the Australian Open. You want to play him, later. You don't want to play Medvedev. Medvedev it won't be in the third round, but it won't be that early. But you don't want to play some of these guys, in the fourth round of the Australian Open. They're some tough guys. Tsitsipas, by the way, at 33, will get into the top 32 because Runer's not playing, but he can still drop down a little bit. I think he's still got points to lose next year. But yeah, it could be really interesting. I really hope that January sets the tone where we get major, and I know Alcaraz and Sinner fans, you don't want to hear this, but I'm telling you anyway. It would be really cool for the tour if we set the tone at the Australian Open where Sinner and Alcaraz both lost, and we had a different champion. That would be my. They can win the other ones, but for that to start the year, that would be impressive. And I don't mean Djokovic, somebody else. You can name any name you want. But if we had a different, like we started the year off with a new Grand Slam champion and an Alcaraz and Sinner being upset on the way through, that would be a very interesting way to start the year. Now they can go win the French Open, Wimbledon, US Open. I don't care. But if that's how we start the year, at least we start the year with a total shock. That would be fun. And I know if you're a Sinner or Alcaraz fan, you'll all be saying that's the stupidest thing ever. But if you're a neutral fan, I feel like that'll just, again, I think it just would it would wake everybody up a little bit. You know, it'll give a lot of players belief, even if it wasn't them who won. You know, if Shelton wins it, right? I think a lot of players will go, hang on, maybe I could win. Like, you know, it would just set, if Sinner and Alcaraz play the final in the Australian Open and Sinner beats Alcaraz or whatever, if that happens to start the year, everyone's just going to kind of go, well, here we go again, right? Let's, all right, Sinkeraz 2026, you know? But if we didn't get that in the first slam of the year and we had something else happen, it could really spice things up for next year and not be as predictable, which I think has been, it feels like it has been a little bit of a predictable year. I mean, Alcaraz made 9 finals in a row. You could predict him making the final 9 times in a row. Like every time he played, he made the final. Like that's predictable. You know, when he lost to Norrie, that was a massive shock. But it was a long time between him losing like that. It was March, you know, so it's, you know what I mean? And then it slams. I mean, Alcaraz lost to Djokovic. That was the biggest surprise, right? Other than that, it's like, well, everything else happened, you know? And Djokovic beating Alcaraz is not a surprise because Djokovic is Djokovic. But if somebody else beat them and somebody else beat the other guy and then we got someone different, I think that'd be a great start to the year. That'd be awesome. It would really set a nice, fun, interesting start to the year. You know, it's 15 love. And I say that as a Shelton fan. Tsitsipas not playing Athens because he's injured. 30 love. Kind of like Keys. You know, Keys winning the Australian Open this year. Totally shook up everything. And then we went to Gauff winning the French, Sabalenka winning the US, and Swiatek winning Wimbledon. I mean, the top 3 won the other slams. But when Keys won that first slam, and the way she beat those 2 players along the way, I mean, she beat Rybakina too, right? That was just like, oh, okay, maybe WTA is not going to be as obvious. You know, Sabalenka was always winning the Australian Open, and, you know, it was always Swiatek at the French. And that didn't happen. Thanks, chap. First ace of the day, by the way, for Rybakina. That's a bit strange. But I love that these 2 players play so quick. I'll tell you this, chat. As much as I love that they're bringing in all these new players, all these former players, as soon as they get them in the coach's box, it's just yap, yap, yap. And I get that because, you know, obviously they're not there to commentate. They're there to talk about their careers and talk about stuff. But for the last 10 minutes with Kerber in the box, they're just talking to her the whole time. And I get it, but also it's like, it's weird because they have to interview her, but also it's not. It's like during the points and it's really distracting. Anyways, like me yapping right now. All right, 482 aces. All right, 2 aces in that game. Alexandrova serving though, 4-4. As the return goes out by Rybakina, 15 love. Well, the trouble is legendary players typically like to talk about themselves. No, it's not that. There's nothing wrong with Kerber talking about herself. It's just that, like, doing an interview during a match is probably not the best idea. It's a very, like, because they're doing an interview over the top of this match and it's like super distracting. But like, it's not Kerber's fault. It's whoever decided this was a good idea. They should have done a dedicated interview between the matches. That would have been so much better. Once this match is over, like, talk to Kerber in a dedicated interview and then go to the next match. That would have been better. If I'm a producer, I would have done that. I would have tried to schedule that rather than being, hey, in the first set, Kerber's going to come into the box and we're going to talk. Because because it just is distracting. And it's 15:30. And that way they would have got, dedicated, because is anybody watching and listening to what she's saying or they're talking about, or are they you're just watching this? Because I can't understand what they're talking about because I'm talking about the match. 15:30. All right, 15:30. As Alexandrova serves again. Ooh, a double fault. All right, 15:40. Rybakina with the break points. I like Osaka to win a slam in 26. Hey, maybe she can. She got to a semi-final. As we just serve. There's a fault from Alexandrova. Second serve. Second serve. Serving to the front of Rybakina. Return goes to the front of Alexandrova, who hits it wide. Wow. Out of nowhere, Alexandrova puts in a terrible service game, and Rybakina gets the break. 5-4. She's going to serve the set. That was a very strange game. All right. The interview's been good. It's distracting for you because you're doing lots of jobs for us. Yeah, because I've got like it in the background, so I just hear like mumbling the entire time. If I could, I would. If there was a button to switch off the comms, I would, and I would just listen to the match. But they don't have that option. Good Wednesday. Hey, what's up? Again, if you are a member of the channel and you want to, if you put your member card in the chat, your membership milestone, it now shows up on the screen. Ta-da! And then we can all celebrate how many months you've been a member of the channel, because some of you have been here for years, which is crazy. So I think what you do is you press the little dollar sign. It says free member milestone, and it just comes up in the chat. And that way, I can actually like acknowledge people that have been here for a long time. But also, it's like specifically per like what month you're on, because some people are been here for like 6 months, 36 months. Like Nancy, who's been here for 36 months as a tier 2 member. Appreciate that. Thank you, Nancy, for the 36 months. You've been here for 3 years. And thank you, Nada, for the 20 months. All right. Rybakina serving for the set. And thank you, Donna, for the 29 months. By the way, chat, instead of it being a tier 1 being a supporter, I don't know how we like, what's another name for that? Because we've got like champ, legend. I'm thinking we might do another tier of GOAT, which will be, nobody will be that, but nobody will pick that tier, I'm sure. But make another tier of GOAT. But how do we do the first? Like, what's the like the first tier? What's below? Like, not champ. Champ is like the second tier. What's the below champ? 30 love, by the way. Because I feel like supporter is a bit weird. It's a weird word. It doesn't really match. Dirty love. A little fault to conserve. Contender, hero. Hero, champ, legend. That could work. As return goes out by Alexandrova. 40 love. The first tier, definitely legend. No, because legend is third tier. Ball Kid, Platinum. Now, tier 1 needs to be like, I don't know. Anyways. I was going to say rookie. But I don't know. As a return, it goes into the backhand of Rybakina. Alexandrova backhand goes wide. Rybakina takes the set. 6-4. It was really just a bad game at 4-all. I could do... I mean, player sounds weird. Pro player. Finalist. Contender. Super fan. Journeyman. But if somebody just became a member, it doesn't make sense. I heard Djokovic didn't confirm he's playing. Yeah, I heard that too. All right. 10 winners, 6 errors by Rybakina. 13 winners and 10 errors by Alexandrova. Very clean set. And like I said, only the one bad game by Alexandrova, which was the break. It was a very, very close set. Yeah, maybe fan. Fan might be... Yeah, supporter, fan. What's another word for supporter? What's a cool name for supporter? Maybe we can figure it out. Be a better name. Yeah, fan. I don't know. Fan might be a good one. Supporter. Maybe ace for first. Oh, ace is actually not bad. It's actually not bad. Ace is not a bad... go ace, legend, champ, goat. Oh, sorry, ace, champ, legend, goat. Ace is not a bad one. That's actually not bad. Yeah, ace is a tier 1. Ace could be good. Cheerleader sounds good. Ace is pretty good. Hooligan's pretty funny. Challenger. Yeah, maybe challenge is good too. 15 love. I like ace and I like challenge is good. Challenge is good. 15 love. Thank you, BTS. Appreciate it. 15 love. Pro? Pro's actually pretty good too. Actually, Pro might be the one. Pro's not bad. Pro, champ, legend. That makes sense. Pro's actually good. Pro, ace, challenger. I think challenger's too long. Pro could be good though. I like pro. Matches the... Anyways, back goes into the forehand of Alexandrova. Forehand now from Rybakina. Into the backhand of Alexandrova. Hits it in the net. 15-30. Ace works because it can say that's ace, meaning really good. Okay. Pro for the theme. Yeah. Which match are you most excited to watch today? The next one. Because the next match has so much at stake. All right. Whereas this match is just a fun final match for Rybakina and Alexandrova. Anyways, backhand return. Into the backhand of Alexandrova. Down the line's a good shot. Rybakina slicing the net. 30-all. So do we say, is it going to be pro? Chat, pro or ace? I think pro makes sense. But then again, do we go rookie, pro, champ, legend? Do I have to add another tier? I feel like rookie makes sense too, though. I feel like pro is one level above. No, it's 30. You can't be a 30-month rookie though. True. That's the only downside. Yeah, 30-month rookie. That's true. All right, 40-30. Pro is the best. Rookie is degrading. You're not even a member. Why are all the people that are talking like saying, "Oh, we should do this"? I like the feedback, but the people that are like going, "Oh, pro, we should do pro." You're not a member. If you're a member, what do you want to be called? As a member, chat. I want to hear about from the members. The members that are tier 1 members. What do you want me to call you? Do you want to be called a pro? I want to hear from the tier 1 members, because you're the ones that we're referring to. Do you want pro, ace, or rookie? Pro? All right. I think pro is probably the best one. Somebody's just going off on, I want you to call me a captain. I'm not calling you shit. You're not a captain. If anything, Deb's a captain because she's a mod. Captain is like a massive promotion. Pro, do a poll. I think we can figure it out. Pro. All right. Pro. I will rename supporter to pro. You've been promoted. Going from a supporter to a pro. Now you've been called into the arena. Because you were sitting in the stands, now you're a pro. You are officially a pro. I feel like that's better. That's got a nicer ring to it. Better than supporter. Supporter sounds weird. I never liked that name. It feels weird. You should be called something more important. For donating or for $1 a month, you should be given a nice title. Pro it is. Pro it is. All right. All right, Rybakina, 30-15. All right, 30-15. All right, 40-15 is Rybakina serves an ace. All right, that's 483. Ooh. We're getting there. 483. Another great serve. Is that an ace as well? Was that another ace? I missed it. Yep. All right. Rybakina's serve is on fire now. All right. 484. I'm pretty sure that was an ace. Did that count? Or did Alexandrova hit the top of the racket with the ball? I think that was. We'll find out. If it goes to 4, we know it's an ace. I think it was an ace. Did that count? Almost another ace. Oh, okay. So that didn't count. No, that sucks. All right, first serve default, second serve. All right, 15-0. As Alexandrova double faults, 15-30. All right, 15-30. As that goes out by Alexandrova, 15-40. As Alexandrova hits it out, and Rybakina holds. Oh, so breaks. Okay. All right. Hopefully that updates. Okay. Swiatek versus Anisimova happens straight after this. So that's the must-win match for both. I mean, the winner of that goes through. Loser is the end of their season. Yeah, Rybakina's got tape on her shoulder. Thanks, Tarina. Appreciate it. All right. So now we need somebody, not yet, but in like a little bit to test out the what do you call it? If the pro comes up. Cam, can you please stop with your predictions? You're getting it all wrong, and she will win in 3. You said she'll win in 3. She didn't win 1 set, bro. This is really bad predictions, bro. Think and predict. Don't randomly pick. Hey, Santosh, it's not that deep, bro. You need to just relax. Don't worry about it. It's all good. I didn't even make a video for this match. Somebody asked me, and I said, oh, you know what? I might go Alexandrova just for fun. But, yeah, it's just fun. All right, 2-1. I really hope you didn't take that fun prediction and go and do something stupid. You know what I mean? 15 love, because that's not what this channel's about. As the return goes out by Alexandrova, 30 love. By the way, Alexandrova looked great in the first set until 4-0, and then she's looked terrible ever since. I think Djokovic will slowly transition to playing challenges between slams, like Stan. No. And I think Djokovic would be too proud to do that. Not that he's not, not too arrogant, too proud. I don't think Djokovic would want to be remembered. And look, Wawrinka, Fanini, Verdasco, all guys who went down to lower levels at 40 years old and decided to play. And look, the humble from Stan and the humility of Stan to go play that. He just wants to play. He doesn't give a shit. He's just playing. I don't think the greatest player of all time. I mean, him playing challenges would be like Jordan going to the Wizards, at the end, right? But nobody really remembers. I don't think Djokovic will want to do that. I think if he had to be if he went down the rankings and then was forced to play challenges, which he never will be because every tournament in their right mind would give him a wild card. But I think it's more likely that Djokovic is going to be on a Venus Williams path where if he wants to play, he'll play. I don't think he'll have to play challenges. Stan is 3 Grand Slams, very, very good, but not on the same level as Venus and Djokovic. Definitely not Djokovic. So I don't think he'll have to go down that road anyway. But I don't know. It just feels like Nole wouldn't, unless there was a challenger in Serbia that he would want to play or challenger at home. I just don't think Djokovic would want to finish that way. Stan's a different guy. Stan's a different, totally different player. Definitely, like he just wants to play, right? And he doesn't care. His legacy is not tainted at all by playing challenges. No one's going, oh man, Stan Wawrinka, man, No, we're going to always remember Stan for being one of the biggest problems for the GOAT era. 3 Grand Slams. Stan is always going to be the man. Djokovic playing challenges, though, I don't think that would be the same. You know what I'm like? And I don't think he would do that. I don't think he would. First of all, I don't think he's going to get to that point. Another race, all right. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Djokovic is going to. His ranking is not going to drop. Oh, Stan's ranking dropped not because he's not a good player, because I think there was some injuries involved, and that hurt his ranking. So there was not just like, Stan just didn't start losing. I think his ranking dropped because he missed parts of the year, and that obviously hurt his ranking, and he's lost points and stuff. But I don't think Djokovic will, one, get to that point, by losing so many ranking points that he'll have to play. I mean, he's literally number, 4 in the world right now, and he's barely played, right? But if he does get to a point where he won't get into the tournaments automatically and he needs wild cards, he'll get wild cards. I don't think he'll go play challenges. He won't need to. If anybody in the history of this game deserves wild cards, it's Novak Djokovic. If he wants to play, I mean, Rafa used his protected ranking, but Rafa didn't go to challenge. I mean, I think, didn't Rafa play at 250? That's about as low as Rafa got in last year. He didn't, but everything else he played. I don't think Djokovic would go that far back and I don't think he would have to, right? All right, Alexandrova holds 3-2. But again, Stan, so much respect to Stan for just playing. And he might beat Musetti tonight, which means that Musetti's out of the ATP Finals. All right, by the way, they're showing what are they showing? Oh, who's won the WTA Finals in the last 10 years? Well, by the way, no repeat champions for 10 years. Williams, Radwanska, Sibylkova, Wozniacki, Svitolina Barty, Muguruza, Garcia, Swiatek, Gauff. 10 different champions in 10 years. By the way, they were in Singapore for a long time. I didn't realize. I thought they were going to be in Shenzhen for a while, but they're only there for 1 year. Oh, because COVID. I think Shenzhen was supposed to have 3, weren't they? They were going to do it for 3 years in Shenzhen, and then they'll go change. This is the first time they've gone back-to-back in the same city, though, so that's good. That's good, right? That's consistent. But yeah, Singapore. They were in Singapore for forever. They were there for so long. Nole should be grandfathered into all tournaments, but I hope he doesn't keep paying without winning like Venus. Venus has won matches. Also, the tournaments would be crazy not to let Venus in. Like, Venus wants to play, it's Venus Williams. Like, you let her, you give her a wild card. Like, your tournament automatically gets better with Venus Williams. Like, it doesn't matter if she wins or loses. Having Venus Williams in the house, in the tournament, in the draw, even if she loses, Venus Williams. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just players that they don't need to play. They don't need to win. Just being there and being in the marketing will promote your tournament, even if she loses love in the first round. Having Venus in the tournament will make a difference. Another race. She's on fire now. Chat. I'm not going to say it. All right. We need to go 3 sets here so we can get at least to in the 90s. All right. 40 love. Even in the doubles, she had a full house Venus. Exactly. All right. 40 love. I'm going to fault second serve. 40 love. Rybakina to go to 4-2. 7 to the backhand of Alexandrova. 4 to Rybakina. The 4 to Alexandrova. She hits it wide. And it's 4-2 Rybakina in the second. By the way, thank you, Donna, for the 29 months. Sorry I missed it. But it popped up on the screen. By the way, chat, again, if you're a Tier 1 member and you haven't put your member card in, we're going to start calling it like you got to punch your member card. Every month you're a member, you got to chuck your milestone card in so we can all celebrate how long you've been here. You don't have to, but it would be nice. It'd be nice to know. I mean, some of you have been here for years, and I want to acknowledge that. Show us your months. That sounds weird. But yeah, I want to see if it actually says pro instead of supporter, because we've changed it now. Tier 1 members are now pros. You're not just supporters anymore. You've been promoted. Supporters are the non-members who are supporting the channel and just hanging out. But the pros are now the Tier 1. It's still not. Maybe it's because we're live. Maybe it takes some time to change. But thank you, Jermaine, for the 41 months. I love 15. 41 months. Have I been doing that this long? All right, love 15. As a forehand goes in net by Alexandrova, love 30. Love 30. Love 30. As Alexandrova serves again. He'll forehand to Rybakina. Forehand Alexandrova to the backhand of Rybakina. Sliced into the backhand of Alexandrova. Rybakina backhand again. Goes wide, 15-30. She serves again, Alexandrova. A fault. Second serve. Can we still gift memberships? Yeah, so if you gift a membership, it should also show up as well. As with a double fault, Alexandrova, 15-40. Can you see how long I've been a supporter? I don't know how long you've been subscribed to the channel, but I can only tell if you've been a member of the channel. I can't tell you how long you've been around on the channel, like how long you've subscribed for though. I wish they did that. That'd be actually really cool. 4 out from Alexandrova as a winner. 30-40. That'd be fun if I could see how long people have been subscribed to the channel, but that's unfortunately not an option. Because that way, there's people that have been here for since the start. I would love to know. Someone, you've been here since 2019. That'd be insane. I missed out on 10 months as member my first year. As in you weren't a member for 10 months. As we had a return winner there by Rybakina. All right, 5-2 Rybakina. I tell you, in the first set, it didn't feel like Rybakina was going to dominate the way she has. Alexandrova looked like she was going to... she looked like she was going to take it, but Rybakina has been very solid over the last probably 30 minutes or so. I mean, this match is almost over in an hour. This has been a very quick match. 15 aces to go until she gets to that magical 500. She's probably going to have to make the final. Now, the winner... not the winner. Rybakina, what is ahead for her? So she will play one of 3 players. Sabalenka, Gauff, or Pegula. Now, she's probably unlikely to play Sabalenka unless something really goes wrong tomorrow for Sabalenka. But she's probably more likely to play Gauff or Pegula in the semis. So that is what is at stake for everyone tomorrow. So it's at this stage, it feels like... I think Sabalenka's going to win a set against Gauff and she'll be number 1 in the group. But, yeah, Pegula, Gauff, one of those two will play Rybakina in the semis, it feels like at this stage. Which is not easy because both of those ladies are, even Sabalenka is tough, right? But yeah, Rybakina versus Gauff. I mean, we haven't had that for years. That would be awesome. We won't get it. It's not going to happen. So it's going to be Pegula. It's got to be Pegula, right? I mean, it can't be Coco because it's just never been Coco. All right, Coco's going to have to finish top of the group because she can't play Rybakina. It's not allowed. Never again. Like once and that's it. One and done. It's a one-hit wonder, that match. One hit, that's it. Never again. Never again. For some reason. All right, 1 hour played, by the way. It's gone very quick. And then after this, well, we've got about 15, 20 minutes until the next match anyway, so. We're going to fault second serve. The next match, though, super important. So important. Because the winner will be going to the semis, and the loser will be going on holiday. As with a 4-4 rally. As Rybakina down the line. Alexandrova back in on the stretch. Rybakina drop shot. Alexandrova gets with a forehand winner. Love 15. Love 15. Pegula beats Palini and finishes second. That is possible. All right, first serve is a fault. Second serve. Pegula can't finish top of the group? Oh. So then it's going to be the Pegula or Gauff but Sabalenka, she can though. Can she not? No, maybe not. So Pegula can only be second in the group. So that means that it's going to be either Gauff or Pegula then. So what I said was right. Accidentally, what I said was right. Great. So is that, yeah. By the way, again, I love that YouTube are doing these fun little things. If you click the like button and you haven't done it yet, go click the like button. And I'm not just doing this to farm, likes. But if you click the like button, it comes up with the tennis ball. And that's not even like, hey, maybe if you're lucky. It actually does. I don't know how YouTube know this is a tennis channel. Maybe it's because it's in the name. But a tennis ball comes up as you click the like button. It's a real thing. And I'm not just saying that to make you like the video. It actually did. Yeah, right? It's cool. Ace Rybakina. Yeah, I love that feature too. Because I was watching another video of another channel that were doing movies, and I clicked the like button and it showed up with like a little one of those those like things where they snap and they go, action. One of those things. And it was so cool. I was like, that's such a great idea. All right, first serve is a fault, second serve. Serving to the backhand of Alexandrova. Forehand of Rybakina. Into the forehand of Alexandrova is Rybakina forehand again. Into the backhand of Alexandrova. Slice Rybakina. Goes long, and Alexandrova's got a chance to get one of the breaks back here. Great incentive to get people to like the video. I know, right? It's a cool idea. It's a cool animation. I like it. Pun intended. All right, return goes in the forehand of Rybakina. Rybakina hits a wide. Okay. Break back. One of the breaks back. By the way, let me just check if this works. It works! Let's go! So if you do gift memberships, it also will show up. And I can actually see who got the memberships too on my screen. So there you go. Contra, CS, Jose, Sweet, and David. David. Thank you for sticking around. There you go. Also, if you do get gifted a membership, you also could get, can like put the member card in and stuff. So, yeah, it works. All right. Rybakina backhand cross court is a beautiful backhand winner. Love 15. As Alexandrova serves again. Into the backhand of Rybakina. Return goes long. All right, 15 all. Serve again. Into the forehand of Rybakina. Return goes in the net. 30-15. The next feature that YouTube need to do is gifting memberships directly. That is the next thing we need to have. Because I want to pick people in the chat to give memberships to. And I think you all would probably want to give your friend a membership if they are in the chat. Instead of it being random. I think that'd be way more fun. Because then we can actually do like fun stuff with that feature. Anyways, 40-15. Maybe one day. 40-15. Alexandrova serves again. Into the forehand of Rybakina. And Rybakina's out. Okay. Alexandrova holds. But Rybakina will serve for the match again. Get on it, YouTube. Yeah. They also need to do channel points. We need channel points on the channel because that is such a great feature on Twitch. Channel points on YouTube. It would be awesome. By the way, we are over on Twitch. Also, I don't know if it's come up yet, but let me have a check. Let's see if it works. There's supposed to be like a thing, but I don't think it works. Can we hype this video? I don't know. Can you? I know that's a thing, but I don't know if... Yeah, I don't know if you can hype this video. I don't know. Can you? Actually, let me try and see if, because I'm trying out a new thing, but I don't think it's working. I hype your videos, Cam. I don't know what hype it. What is that anyway? I see it sometimes, and I'm like, what happens? I hype your videos. Okay, what does it do? Help smaller creators get discovered by contributing to a specific country leaderboard. Oh, cool. Channels between 500 and 500,000 subscribers. Oh, cool. Yeah, so like, is it just a free thing to just like click on? Cool. Well, can you hype the video? Because that's fun. Can you hype this video? How do you hype the video? I don't know. Does it just come up on your channel? I don't know how to do it. Can I do it? Can I do it for this video? It means overprotective cam. I have no idea what that means. What are you saying? Can I hype this? I can't hype my own videos, obviously. I'm guessing. All right. Rybakina. 15-0. 7 for the match again. Oh, apparently the YouTube just informed me that things have been fixed up. If you start hyping, it will appear every time I watch your videos. It'll appear? Oh, really? As Alexandrova hits it out in the return. Can you hype live streams? I don't think you can. I love that tennis ball thing. That's so much fun. But look. I don't think you can hype live streams. Oh, okay. So you can hype 30-0. Small creator bonus points applied. What does that mean? Oh, so you can hype uploads. Oh, that's cool. So yeah, hype the videos? Why wouldn't they attach that to the like button? Anyways, 30 off. Let's get back to this. We're back in 2 points away from the 3-0. Well, she double faults. 30-40. All right, 30-40. Alexandrova to get back on serve. As a return goes net by Alexandrova, and Rybakina gets the deuce. Over promote? Oh, okay. What's over promote? All right. We get the deuce. Rybakina trying to go undefeated in the group. She serves a fault, second serve. Once you're not live cam, we can hype this video. Oh, cool. So you can hype it after the match. That's cool. That actually would really help the channel. Maybe. Why can't you hype it live? That'd be way more fun. Anyways, forehand to forehand rally. As Rybakina hits it in the net. Advantage Alexandrova. How do you hype a video? I think if you go to, like, you scroll across from where it says comments on your phone, I think it's the second one across. At least I just saw that. I think. Where it says comments, then you can scroll across as... Why did it freeze? What happened? Now back to deuce. Was that another ace? All right. All right, back to deuce. We're backing up. 13 aces for history. As the backhand return goes in the backhand, we're backing up. Alexandrova backhand goes long. Match point again for Rybakina to take an undefeated run to the semis. And that means that she puts herself in a good position to win all the prize money if she does win this tournament as well. Because if you win all 5 matches in a row, you win maximum prize money. All right, advantage Rybakina. As she serves, a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Alexandrova. Return goes to forehand of Rybakina. Alexandrova on the stretch. Oh, what a winner! Back to deuce. Great forehand on the stretch from Alexandrova to hang on. Nobody's hit 500 aces in a year. Pliskova. 1,500 points will be huge as well. Yeah, we haven't even been talking about the rankings because... Yeah, we haven't been talking about the rankings at all. But yeah, it would be huge. Or she won 1,500 points. Serve. Ace down the tee. All right. The reason we're not talking about the rankings is because nothing's changed. 488. Ooh. It's going to be close. Advantage Rybakina. If Rybakina does win this tournament, she can't go any higher than 5. That's the only problem. As we get a backhand return, that goes out, and Rybakina gets it done in the end. It was an awkward finish to the match, but she is undefeated in the group. 3-0. Alexandrova gets a nice... I don't know if she gets a participation fee, but she definitely got a nice bonus prize for being here. And she got a chance to play here instead of sitting on the bench. Not that sitting on the bench getting $150,000 or $250,000 for doing nothing is... I mean, that's pretty good. But at least she got a chance to jump in and have a play at the WTA Finals for the first time. And she had an incredible season, Alexandrova. And she was in that match at times, but just couldn't get it done at the right time. All right. Rybakina, 3-0. Good start. Good start. If she wins 2 more matches and goes undefeated, she will win ultimate prize money. But also ultimate points. GG's. All right, now we have Swiatek and Islamova. This match is the real match because this one is the one that means everything. The winner is through. The loser is on holidays. So this is very important. This is a must-win. It's basically a quarterfinal, right? It's a knockout match. Winner into the semis, loser out of the tournament. It's a quarterfinal. So jump on over there, and we'll be back in 5 minutes to watch that matchup. But Rybakina wins all 3 matches, and she is into the semifinals, undefeated, only dropping the 1 set as well, which is super impressive. And she's only 12 aces away from 500, which, again, we might have missed the math, but we're going to go with that until otherwise told. But Rybakina into the semis, undefeated, top of the group.